Now, what is its time and space complexity? In just in previous lecture, we will see some kind of a proximity method to compute the proximity values of the hierarchical clustering. So now let's see what is actually its space and time complexity. So first, let's discuss what is about the space complexity. What is its space complexity? So, so if you just remember these methods, in every method, the thing that we have to compute the proximity matrix. In another word, the similarity matrix. In each step, we have to compute this. Okay, in each step, we have to compute the similarity or proximity matrix. And we need to, in each iterations, we need to store this matrix to make the clusters of each iterations. Okay, because of this, the space complexity, because of these reasons, the space complexity for hierarchical clustering is order of n square. At least order of n square space we have required to store each iteration, to store the proximity matrix in each iterations. So here n is the number of data points. Here n is the number of data points that we need to store. This is the sample, the space complexity. Now let's come to the what is its the time complexity. What is its time complexity? Let's see. So the time that, at least time that we require here, so order of n cube. So now let's try to understand why we need order of n cube time, order of m cube. So the first thing that we have, suppose let we have the number of data points in our data sets is let's n. So for n data set, to make, at the end of the day, we have to make a bigger cluster. First, just remember these things. We have to treat as a single point as a single cluster, and now we have to merge based on the distance similarity value. We have to merge the points based on the similarity value, and at the end of the iterations we have to make a single cluster. Okay, so for these reasons we need here at most n iterations. So we, for these reasons, because we have n data sets and we have initially we consider is data point is a single cluster. Is data point is a single cluster. Initially we will consider these things. Now, so and the end of the edge iteration, at the end of edge iteration, at the end of the iterations, at the end of the iterations, we have to make a single cluster, have to make a single cluster. So for these reasons, we need at most, for this reason, we need at most n iterations. For these reasons we need at most. First, for this reason. Okay, I think you understand these things. Okay, now after the iterations we need at least at most n iterations, and on edge iterations, now on edge iterations, the job that we have to make, the job we have to make. We have to update the matrix, we have to update the proximity matrix, means in each iterations we have to make the clusters. Means initially we consider a single point is a single cluster. In after end of this cluster we have to update the edge clusters. It is merge or split, means update, we have to update at the edge, at the end of the edge iterations we have to update. And for this updated we have to update the proximity matrix. So to update the proximity matrix we need at least order of n squared time. Okay, we need this much time to update the similarity matrix or proximity matrix. To update this proximity matrix, we need at most order of n squared time. At least. Okay. So there are possibles. We can use some order of n log n time, but by simply using some complex data structure. But at most we need this much time to update. So to update proximity matrix, these things will be for each iteration. What is iterations? So total, if you just see these things, because of these regions we need at most this much time, at least this much time. Because of these regions, order of n into n square much time we need. This n for the number of iterations, this n is responsible for number of iteration, and this n square is responsible for update the proximity matrix. To update this proximity matrix we need this. Because of these reasons our time complexity is required of order of n square. I think you got the idea how the space and time complexity has come now. So the main thing is it's the large amount of complexity. So main drawback of it. So the drawback, the space, just see this thing, just see the space complexity here. Okay, so just see the space complexity. So space complexity we see it's here order of n square, and if we just see the this is the order of n square, this is the space complexity. The time complexity is here order of n cube at most. But if we apply some complex data structure we can make it order of n square log n. If we apply some complex data structure, so it is possible to convert it in n square log n. If we apply this, but the main thing is if our n in general you see in nature, in real case, if you see we will see, when we discuss the case study we will see n is in generally n is the huge large number. N can be very large number. Generally this will happen, very large number. Typically the n we will see, so n typically we will see n is 1 million type, 1 million, 1 billion kind of data, 1 million. We'll see these things when we'll discuss the case studies. So like 10 to the power 6, so 10 to the power 6 much point. So if you consider order of n square space, means how much? Its approximate equals to 10 to the power 12, means its approximate equals to 1000 GB. 1000 dB means 1 TB, 1 TB, 1 TB of space we require for a single iterations, okay, for a single iterations we need 1 TB of space, means it needs actually a RAM. This much RAM we need for a single iteration. So this is a huge so this is a huge amount of RAM. So because of this, so for when n is very large, this is not a suitable algorithm. So this when n is very large number, in that case it is not very useful. In such case it is not very useful. When it is n is a large number, in such cases it is not very useful. Okay, because this is the main drawback. Okay, because of these reasons. Okay, I think you got the idea what is its time complexity, what is its space complexity, and why it is not very useful, because it's huge amount of the space. So for these reasons, in generally we avoid this hierarchical clustering. So when we'll discuss that density based clustering, we'll see this. There have some advantages in density based clustering. We'll see these things in next series, in the next chapter.